Okay, everybody, it's time for the final part 6 of DSP versus the Internet for March 3rd, 2024. And I hope that you guys will stick around. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a great variety show. It really has been. So let's see what the final clips are for the week. And if you would like to be a part of the fun next week, please consider becoming a submissions level member or higher. That's how you can submit clips for next week's show. If you become an ultra member, we're guaranteed to watch. If you're a submissions level member, it's randomized order like we're doing right now. Okay? Let's do it. Let's jump into the final clips.
I'm nervous and excited at the same time.
Excited.
Oh,
but
God.
I'm not crazy about bestiality.
No.
This is just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to hear
Digital
this.
freak. Why?
Do we
Would you
really
want
want to
to
hear?
get
Oh my God, get the fuck out of
by a
here.
bet?
Stupid IGN ads popping up when I'm trying to pause the video. Do you really want to hear the disgusting things people probably said about the voice actresses of Baldur's Gate 3? Because you already know how depraved the fucking internet is. You know how fucking disgusting these people are. So they're probably going to say like the nastiest possible things. And IGN made this and thought it was funny. I don't think it's going to be funny. I think it's just going to be like so cringy, disgusting. Here, let's listen to the first comment and see how we react to the first one, okay?
Seems like it would be painful. This is something that needs discussing.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about it.
You know, I'm all for
What?
for the fun and games, but I'm not crazy about bestiality.
No.
What the first comment, they're talking about bestiality. Okay, we're going to the next video. Sorry. I don't need to hear about animals having sex with humans. We can move to the next video now. What is this? Let me solo her. Oh, this is famous. So for those who don't know, because you might not know this, this was a big meme when Elden Ring came out. So when Elden Ring came out, the toughest enemy in the game is Melania, is it, I believe, at the end of the game, who is the super boss, the ultimate challenging super boss, right? So basically, a lot of people got to her, beat the entire game up to then, and then couldn't beat her. So there was this guy going around, he called himself Let Me Solo Her, where basically he would want you to summon him outside of her boss room, and he would say, just stand back, I'll just do it. And he would literally stand there and solo her, dressed like that, just beat her ass. And he basically beat Melania, I forgot her name, I think it was Melania. He beat her for like hundreds or more people so that they could actually like finish the game, or not finish the game, she's optional, but you know, get all the rewards. Yeah, so there you go. And so we're gonna actually see this. I've never seen it. I knew it existed, but I never actually seen it in action. 2.1 million views. Yeah, this guy was way popular in social media. Everyone knew about this guy. Melania, Blade of Michaela. So let's see how he does it. Dual wielding. He's honestly not overpowered. He's not doing insane chunks of damage to her. What it is he's mastered the hits and animations. So he knows exactly when he can strike, see, and get those hits, and then basically when she'll stagger, and he knows how to dodge the attacks. Will he take any hits? Look at this. Perfect dodging the swallow. What is that called? The swallowtail strike or whatever it is? The swallow combo. He completely dodged it perfectly. He's probably going to get a flawless run. Watch, he won't take one hit. He is doing it fairly. He's not overpowered or anything. That's it, one more hit. I like how you saw the jump is crazy distance. Like he jumps insane distance with this build. Very fast and maneuverable. I can definitely see someone who just plays this non-stop could get this good. Because the game is fair in that regard. It's not like any of the attacks are completely undodgeable as he's showing here. It's just that you need to know your shit. You need to know the hitboxes, the timing, right? So, yeah. Look at this. He's just totally right in her face constantly. He even knew right there that the area of effect would hit him if he jumped at that time and that angle. That's crazy. Yeah, he's gonna completely beat her flawless, not even hit once. Well, Post of Fingers Bob is about to get a freebie, right? He waves to him. He waves to him. That's great. There's the clones. Oh yeah, the clones at the end. You gotta dodge the clones perfectly. Well, the DLC's coming up in June. Are we gonna see a boss of this caliber, you know, coming up? Or will it not be as hard? Because they're claiming it's this difficulty, but I don't know if I believe that. There you go. Flawless victory. Cool. I'm sure Bob is pretty happy. There you go. Alright, what's next?
Classic Warhammer Fantasy is back. Or more accurately, it never left. In this video, I'm dusting off some old minis to build a massive vampire.
Oh, we were just talking about
bringing
this.
It up to standard.
We were just talking about the tabletop gaming having the physical stuff, and I said I know Warhammer has all the physical stuff that you have as your pieces, your pawns in the game, but D&D really doesn't. You have to make your own, right? So here's some Warhammer stuff. Let's just watch a little of it.
For a huge showdown. I've been challenged to a giant 3,000 point Warhammer battle at Adepticon.
A 3,000 point Warhammer battle.
Many of you
Damn.
may know from the Miscast channel. Trent is a YouTube legend, and I deeply respect and admire him as a creator. We've collaborated a few times over the years, and though I haven't met him in person, he's become a good friend. He's making the journey to Adepticon all the way from Australia, which is really cool. I'm stoked to see him. But none of that changes the fact that I want to win. And that won't be easy. Let me explain to you why. Trent is bringing demons.
Because Trent is a cheater.
Now, to understand the problem, you need to understand a few things about Warhammer Fantasy. It's essentially a sword and sorcery game where...
So this is Warhammer Fantasy. This is not the classic, or no, the now tried and true Warhammer 40k, which is supposed to be the future. This is supposed to be like the original Warhammer, is what he's saying?
Warriors and magicians and monsters duke it out. It's often called a rank and flank game, meaning several blocks of troops in several ranks form up to try to outmaneuver and defeat each other. A hugely important mechanic in the game is what they call combat resolution. When two units clash, it isn't just who can kill more of the enemy. The goal is to win the combat, and kills are just one part of the calculation of who won. Ranks are another big part. Each rank of 4 or more guys gives a +1 bonus to combat resolution. Whether or not you have a flag, if you outnumber the enemy, if you're attacking from the flank or rear, and some other things.
Wow.
So whoever scores high...
So it's very complicated, basically. It's like a tallying of points. It's not just, you know, straight up killing. You know what I was wondering in my head here? I wonder what truly came first. Like, we know that D&D has elements that were based on Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, correct? When did Warhammer start? And when I say I mean Warhammer Fantasy, because, like, for example, Warcraft, to me, looks like Warhammer. Does it not? Warcraft looks like Warhammer, but Warcraft was later. That was Activision, well, just Blizzard, right? And I'm wondering, did they, like, bite off of Warhammer Fantasy? Like, did they kind of steal the idea? Maybe they did, right? Maybe they did, actually. By the way, I forgot a few super chats earlier. Or did I? Maybe I didn't. I don't know, it's weird. Anyway. Really? So SD Charger says Warhammer Fantasy started in 1983. So if that's the case, then Warhammer Fantasy very much predated anything Warcraft. And Warcraft definitely sounds, even in name, it sounds like Warcraft copied, right?
In combat resolution wins the combat. And this is a big deal because if you lose the combat, you have to take a leadership test, and if you fail, you run away. And there's a chance the whole unit will be instantly destroyed if you're pursued and caught. But undead units, like my entire Vampire Count's army, are a bit different. Undead units never run away.
Huh.
Instead, if they lose the combat, the unit starts to crumble and disappear. They also have a special rule called Fear, which symbolizes how unnerving seeing an army of the undead would be. If a unit causes fear and outnumbers their army and wins the combat, the opponent automatically runs away, which is awesome and one of the strongest ways to win battles with this army. You simply take a big unit of something like skeletons or zombies, which are your numbers, and then you put a big strong vampire at the front to get a bunch of kills, and then you watch your opponent automatically flee. This tactic is so effective, it's even called out in the back of the army's book in the helpful strategy section. So why is this important? Well, demons are immune to fear. They just don't care. I guess if you come from hell, a skeleton just isn't that scary to you. Fair enough. So, if I can't scare the demons, what can I do to them?
Is that true? I'm being told, listen to this, Blizzard was going to make a Warhammer game, but and basically they didn't. It didn't go through. The deal didn't go through. So they ripped it off and made Warcraft. Wow. This is interesting. I know nothing about this, and just listening to how it works is kind of fascinating.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Walk with me. Demons have no conventional armor, but what they do have is a demonic aura, a mysterious force field that protects them against all harm. Much in the same way NordVPN...
Oh no, a paid promotion about NordVPN. That's not good.
Wights are the elite warriors of an undead army, heavily armored heroes from ages past, resurrected in unholy thrall to serve their master's ambitions. First, we have the Grave Guard, an elite infantry unit.
Well, this is getting very technical at this point. I think that we've enjoyed it enough. I like this. I would be into this, but, you know, I'm not really going to learn it and do it. But I actually think that it's neat. I like the rule sets and everything. I'm actually being told that the original fantasy universe was apparently ended. The gods were destroyed or something, and things were reincarnated into the 40k universe. Look at this. The next video is actually more of this.
I'm Nicholas, and I'm here with local favorite Finley Craig and his amazing Imperial Guard army.
Jesus. So wait. I will ask this question too. What's the big deal about having one of these collections? Because couldn't anyone technically just do this if they had a lot of money? Like, I don't understand. Like, oh, look at his big collection. Okay, big deal, but you could buy it too, right? So it kind of like, okay, let me put it this way. If you have a comic book collection of rare comic books, well, it's because they're rare. They're old. You can't get them anymore. They're not printed anymore. Isn't it true that you could just buy these now? Or are they all limited edition and then you can't get them anymore later? And if that's the case, because it's supposed to be a competitive game, how is that fair that someone bought an older unit that you can't buy anymore and now they can't use that in combat, right? I don't know. Like, I don't really understand it. I don't understand the idea of, look at my collection, when it's like, yeah, but anyone could just buy that. So it's not really that big of a deal. There's no scarcity to it. So why does it matter, right? Limited runs? Well, then again, if it's limited runs, then how is it fair if someone who jumped onto Warhammer before you bought all this cool limited run stuff, and now you can't buy it because it's limited run? So now you have worse units because you didn't buy it earlier? That's what I don't really understand. If it's competitive in nature, how is it based on money? That's what I don't get. You know what I mean? Like, then it's really not truly competitive. It's kind of like who threw their money around earlier and has the broken stuff, right? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't understand it, so. All right, we're not going to watch that video. Obviously, we just watched one. What's this? Okay. This will probably get copyright claims for sure. Predator the Musical. Here we go.
Chasing the trees, watching and waiting, killing us off one by one. The chopper is close, but this thing is too fast. We won't make it. It's pointless to run.
All right. Definitely this voice is way far away from how his voice actually sounds. It's way too high-pitched, his voice. Look, so 13 years ago, this is actually pretty old, right? So this would have been like the year 2010-ish.
Talk. No more games.
I don't know what it was. The jungle came alive.
Go on.
It happened very fast. Not easy to describe. But you must have wounded it, unless my eyes deceive. When the big man was killed, its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. She discovered the key. There is proof we can wound it. So repeat after me. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, now take a stand.
Exactly. Arnold Kermit. Yeah, it sounds like he has this weird this voice tone that it sounds like he's Kermit the Frog for some reason, right? If he bleeds, we can heal it. Yeah, Darjack says, I wonder how AI Arnold would compare. Right, I mean, this is a impersonator from 13 years ago. Imagine how AI did it, taking pieces out of his real voice and editing them together. All right, well, that's all right. Let's see this next one looks interesting. Weed Trip Boner Edition. Now, you might say, why does that sound interesting? Because it's supposed to be a parody video. Look, every comedy from the early 2000s, because they're right. This is the era of, like, American Pie, and then every movie had to copy American Pie. They were all this stoner comedy, raunchy comedy stuff, right? So let's see.
It was always David's dream to be a lawyer.
I'm thinking about applying to law school.
But his stoner friend Kyler had other plans.
Is that my college application? I thought it was rolling paper. Is that my dog?
Two best buds.
I'm gonna miss this, man.
But you're coming to Fushigi Fest, right? We go every year.
Can't, man. I got the big exam.
But girls are gonna be there. What if they show us their jahoobs?
I just can't keep doing this forever. I want to be a lawyer forever. To you...
One of these stupid coming-of-age movies where one person is, like, mature and has something serious to do, and the other person's, like, a stoner idiot, right?
Life is one big summer.
Go long!
But to me, it's one big book. Huh?
Huh?
Dog.
You kidnapped me?
I did it for your own good.
What happens when you take a lazy prankster
And
a no-nonsense bookworm
I want my tombstone to say I had a job.
and put them in the ocean? A tale about true friendship with some wacky speed bumps along the way.
Help! Help us! We're alone!
But no one could prepare them for an ice cream man
Those stoners stole my ice cream.
who will stop at nothing
Kyra!
That is true. So SMR Tats is basically what's happened is now the roles have changed. So now in the modern day, they actually still make movies like this, but the leads will be all women or like a bunch of gay guys. And they did, and didn't they fail? Like, didn't they just recently have a movie just like this but it was like a bunch of, gay guys, and people hated it, and it like got panned. And then don't they constantly do like movies, the Girls Night Out style movies or whatever, right? Yeah. But anyway, no, this is like dead on the parody comedy that they did. Like, all the comedies in like the early 2000s were exactly like this, because they all started with American Pie, and then they all became the same kind of movie, right? All right, let's keep going.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, I didn't even know this was in the playlist. Office setup update, April 2015. New mic setup and walkthrough. So taking a look at this and how it's set up. Okay, I'm in definitely a different position now than I was back then. Like, this right here is the door. Like, literally to my left here is that door that you can see in the picture. But I'm in a totally different like angle and that. Like, I've rotated more this direction. And definitely my setup is completely different now with the lighting stuff behind me. I now have soundproofing cancellation foam. I ordered that summer of 2015 though. So it was only about maybe a few months after this video was made, I actually put the soundproofing foam in there. What are these dots? Oh, look. New equipment, pop filter, HDMI splitter, USB hub. Oh, it like did timestamps on the video automatically.
Using to capture for my game playthroughs, my vlogs, and more. Okay.
Same PC.
So for those
I'm
of you
still
who haven't
using
been
it.
Paying attention. This past week, I actually purchased new equipment based.
So this is when I actually upgraded my equipment. It was April 2015. So basically everything in this room is almost 9 years old at this point that I'm kind of using.
Off of the fact that we hit all of our goals during the month of March on my Patreon account. If you haven't checked it out, of course, it's patreon.com.
Yes, back then, when I first started doing my Patreon, and we actually had like monthly goals of like, oh, if I hit $1,000, I'll do this, and that first month, I think it was actually That's how I afforded all this stuff. I bought the mic. I bought the audio interface device, the stands, the pop. Like I upgraded everything as a result of hitting that goal back then. So.
.com/dark.
Yes, I still use that PC.
And one of the major things that I wanted to do was improve the quality of my audio. Stop the big audio jumps that we hear during gameplay. Stop a lot of the atmospheric noise that you hear during gameplay.
Yeah, before I got this microphone, I always was using just a standing mic without a pop guard, and it was usually like a Yeti or another brand that kind of stood on its own little tripod. But those really aren't that good, honestly. This one is amazing, where it's like a directional mic and doesn't get that much atmospheric noise. But the old mics used to pick up all the noise in the environment constantly, and it would sound like a big echoing cave. This is so good compared to that, right? Yes, that's right. I have the Stein
Also
there.
for vlogs,
That's
make
the
it a lot
Stein that I used to drink my filtered water out of every day. And actually next to that, that is interesting. That is a bottle of water that has mint in it. It's like mint flavored water. And they used to have different ones like spearmint and chocolate mint. I loved it, but then they just stopped selling it. I don't know whatever happened to it. Maybe the company went out of business. But I used to buy that at the local supermarket all the time and drink it. That was like really refreshing water for my streams.
Better sounding, okay? So I did two things. The first thing I did is I ordered...
There it is.
Preamp.
That's what I'm using right now.
This is the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 preamp unit. It is for XLR microphones, which means it's this type of connection, a professional studio-grade microphone. All right. I ordered that, and I ordered a new microphone. I already did an unboxing of this microphone earlier this week, so if you want to see the full unboxing of all the stuff from this box, but you can watch that. It's already on the King of Hate vlogs, but here it is, the new microphone.
9 years I've been using this one.
The Audio-Technica 2035 cardioid mic, okay? And what I've done here, I know it's a hideous mess, because yes, my office is a hideous mess. What I've done here is I have made a semi... almost kind of
Why do I say Patreon instead of Patreon? Because the whole idea of the business is that you're a patron of the person who's a creator, like a patron of the arts. You're not a Patreon of the arts. But for some odd reason, the makers of the site say, oh no, it's pronounced Patreon. It's like, you don't even understand the idea of when you made your own business. A patron of the arts. Get it? So it should be Patreon. It would make sense, not Patreon, but they actually say that it's supposed to be pronounced Patreon. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Anyway.
Video where I can do ongoing gameplay with commentary. I could do vlogging. I could do podcasts. I could do whatever I want to do with this setup, okay? Here's my 1080p webcam. Logitech webcam. I forget the model number. I don't know if it says on the front.
So that's the one that I used to have 100 years ago, okay? And I kept that for the longest time. It wasn't until like maybe 2 years ago that this new webcam was donated, and it's the same exact company, Logitech. It looks exactly the same as my old webcam, but this one is just much better. It's just much clearer. That one always said it was 1080p, but it was always blurry. Like, it didn't matter what I did, it was always really blurry. This one's just a much better webcam.
There, it's the car. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say. Darn. I know it is 1080p though. We got that attached to my tripod right in front of me. So the face.
Yes, this is how it was. It's not that much different. Here's the difference. Number one, I'm facing more in a different direction than I was back then. Or I'm not as far back. Like I'm way back in the corner. The reason was I had a bigger TV. So being further away from the TV was beneficial. Now I'm actually closer to the TV. I'm on this chair rather than this big love seat. The laptop is still right here. Like the laptop stand and everything right there is right here along with the mic and everything. Like that's the same. But to my right, I have a table that has my headphones set up as well as my keyboard and stuff like that. There I had the ottoman, which is over there. I was using the ottoman to do that, but it was too low. I actually use a folding table for that now. Everything else is pretty much identical, you know, except now I have space behind me, so I have this nice setup with lighting and decorations and everything. So pretty similar to that. Okay, we're almost out of time. Maybe I should pick a video. I should pick one for the finale here. Hold on. Let me see if there's a particular video that I just want to watch out of the playlist that we didn't get to watch. Let's look. Let's see. In reality, we watched a ton of videos. We did. We watched quite a lot. I would watch this, but sadly, it's probably going to get claimed. We're at the end here. There's no, like, short video to watch. Darn. All right, I think this is just a joke meme video. We'll watch. This one's really short. So I think this is a joke meme video, so we'll just watch this to end the show. All right, ready? Here we go. A joke meme video to end the show this week. Here we are. This is looking very accurate. Very correct. Look at that. Wow. Boom. Activate that primer and propel the projectile. Look at this. Look at this. Auto reload. Now that's technology right there at work. Look at that, baby. Is that a new Jasper emote? We have a new Jasper emote. It's not him looking to the side anymore. There's now him looking straight at the camera. Oh, that's cool. I like that there's a second Jasper emote now. That's neat. Laser sights. Look at that. The cat has a laser sight too. Amazing. So let's see it in action. Ready? Adjustable sights. There you go. You gotta have that straight aim. The cat has been used in the following conflicts. Here we go. He's going to shoot his cat. Do it. Very nice. All right. I think that's a good place to end. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching DSP versus the Internet. For those who were here live, thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. For those who supported the stream, thank you very much. We do this every Sunday. If you want to become a member today, that would be a great way to support this channel, because then you can be the people to submit the clips for next week's show. Ultra member, of course, guaranteed to be watched, while submissions level members are in this randomized playlist. We actually watched a bunch. I think we watched more than half of the randomized playlist this week, so that's good, all right? But, hey, the more the merrier, and that is really how I get my support on this channel, because like you saw, a lot of these videos get claimed, so it's good to have that support. Please consider it, and thank you all. I will see you all same time, same place next week for more awesome reacting here on DSP versus the Internet on DSP Reacts. See you then, and peace out.